Hey fellow nerds and geeks, Aaron Nabus here, and on behalf of my co-host, Alex Benedicto, thank you so much for listening to the Hall H Show podcast, where it is our mission to shine the Hall H spotlight on artists. And when we say artists, we're talking about illustrators, writers, cosplayers, photographers, bloggers, podcasters, basically anyone creative within our comic book and pop culture universe. Now, on to the show. Hey there, fellow nerds and geeks. Aaron Nabus here, and welcome to the Hall H Show. On this episode, we connect with artist, foodie, geek, Jeff Martinez.
Yo, what up?
Jeff used to come to my video game shop in Bonita, California, which is in San Diego, in the late 90s. Now he's a digital production artist at DC Comics.
Yeah.
As always, I'm joined by my fellow Artist Alley evangelist and HallH.com co-founder and Hall H Show co-host, Alex Benedicto.
Hey.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yep.
On this episode, we will get to know Jeff a little better, also get some insight on how he was able to parlay his passion for comic books into a career as an artist for DC. We'll ask some off the beaten path questions in our fun round. Put a quick spotlight on some of the artists that we follow online in our Art Watch segment. Then we'll flash forward and talk about what's on the horizon for all of us. I think there's a little con in San Diego happening in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So.
a little tiny. Yeah, very, very tiny.
All right. Jeff, can you briefly introduce yourself and let our audience know what first got you hooked on being a nerd, and what was 11-year-old Jeff like?
Ooh. Do I talk in like my 11-year-old voice? Hi, my name is Jeff. It was my name is Jeffrey Martinez. I am a digital production artist here at DC Comics. I guess what sparked my interest is I guess when my dad was stationed in Japan, my wonder years, when I was 5, and I got my first taste of what you guys call anime, but back in when I was a kid, it just looked like regular cartoons to me. I thought that was the norm. And when my dad got stationed here, when my dad was stationed in San Diego, I saw cartoons like Scooby-Doo and Flintstones. I'm just like, why do these cartoons look way different than the ones in Japan? And so, I guess, that's where it kind of stemmed off from. And then from there, it's like, read a little comics here as a kid, kind of stopped. And then I guess in high school, kind of reinvigorated with a high school friend of mine. He reintroduced me to comics. And I believe the comic that got me started was the Todd McFarlane run, Spider-Man #6, with the Hobgoblin on the cover and with Spider-Man. So,
Wow, you remember the issue number.
That's what I remember that very well, because that's the one that sparked it all. Yeah.
So when did you start drawing, and what did you like to draw in the beginning?
I guess I've been drawing since I was just a little kid, as my mom would say, and it was just little simple doodles and stuff, I guess. And then throughout the years and got older like that, just started drawing even more. And then especially when I got hired at Jim Lee's company, Wildstorm, got exposed to a lot of artists and a lot of art. So kind of derived from that, and then trying to mix my style with it too, with the whole East meets West style, like the anime versus anime and comic style. So that's where my style derives from.
What type of anime did you watch back then?
Back then, watched Bubblegum Crisis. It's definitely a cult favorite of mine. Cowboy Bebop, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
For
I love that
old
one.
school fans and stuff like that. It's a classic. Akira, whatever you want to pronounce that. Gal Force. Guyver, the old school Guyver. A lot of that stuff. So many. That's too much to mention.
I know, for sure.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the moment when you decided to pursue art professionally?
Ooh, pursue art professionally. Well, that's always been a dream since since high school. Um, but it didn't come through fruition until I guess moment of I guess clarity, where it's just like I was at a job that I wasn't doing anything creative wise. You know, I was working at a cell phone warehouse, and I guess just hard work and determination. I got hired at a at Yellow Book, and then from there I did some networking and connections, and apparently one of the coworkers that was there, he had a friend that worked at Wildstorm for Jim Lee's company. He was a colorist, and I guess through that connection where he got hired, and essentially he got me in to Jim's company. So it was basically like right place at the right time, and knowing all my stuff at the time, what they were looking for at the time at Wildstorm. And that's what got me in. And then from there it was just blossomed till today.
What year was that?
That was 2008, early 2008.
Now, did you go to school for this? Or?
Yeah. I went to San Diego State, and I think I was there till like I think 2001, and then got the job at the warehouse, and then I was just feeling like, well, I'm not doing anything what I like, but at least it's a job. But then this happened, and here I am.
Were your parents supportive of your decision?
Can't say that they were too supportive. I mean, they were just your typical Filipino parents. They're just like, nurse, doctor, military, just stuff like that. Post office, but nonetheless, they were like, they still wanted to like help me in a way, support. So, I mean, they were supportive in somewhat of a way like that. Maybe not full support, because, they weren't sure how well this art thing was going to go. Like, does it pay well? Will you live okay? Here in California, it's expensive. Will the pay grade be right? So, it was a lot of those things that any Filipino parents were worried about and stuff like that. But they're proud of me now, and which is fine. They put me on a mantle, and they always show me off, to family, friends, and everything, But I mean, they've been supportive, and they're really proud of me right now, and I can't be any happier as their child, and being in this kind of field. So
So what's a typical workday like for you?
Typical workday? Well, I get up super late. It's just like my sleep schedule is just messed up sometimes, and I just I just get up. Go to work, and do the daily grind here. So,
Can you tell us a little bit about your process here, like what your responsibilities are?
Mainly what I'm in charge with here at DC is digital content for Mad Magazine. That's the main platform I'm in charge of. And then I also do digital conversions for the comics that you see, like you guys are probably watching, or you're probably reading on your devices, like any of the devices, like Kindle Fire, Barnes & Noble Nook, iPad, the Google Nexus and stuff like that.
Right.
And of course, as with digital content, it's always changing and it's always evolving. There's always future content down the road and everything. So we're always working on that. And we're always like converting old school comics to digital. So a lot of scannings done and everything. And
Right. What's it like working for Jim Lee?
Man, what's it like working for your idol? Well, to say none the least, it's been awesome. I mean, to be from Jim's studio in La Jolla, Wildstorm, and it's been such an honor. And to work, like, maybe not exclusively with him, but just to have him like as a boss and everything like that. Like, just it's such a like a teenage fantasy of mine. Like when I was a teenager, like reading his comics, like with X-Men, and then when he came out with Wildcats, and like to see him in front of me, and he's right there, and like I see him nearly almost every day, and just to see him, just like it's just my fanboy kind of just goes like that, and but Jim is such a cool guy, and he's very like professional when he's here at work. He's in professional mode. but yet he's so humble. He loves his fans, and I can't say enough good things about him.
I think you worked on his Icons coffee table book, if I'm correct.
I didn't work on it.
Okay.
I contributed a piece of art that he worked on, that we all worked on. It was a collaborative piece for the publisher of DC Comics, Paul Levitz, and he was stepping down, and we decided to do kind of like a jam piece and everything. And I did not know. Well, I kind of did know that Jim was going to contribute, but I didn't know he was going to contribute in that way, where I was like, he added like, it was going to be like a one-page spread, but that he added a double-page spread, so it doubled the piece. And Jim killed it as usual, and all the artists too. And I was just surprised that they asked me to contribute, So that was such an honor, and it was such a cool thing to see in the book.
Right.
I credit and everything. So pretty cool.
Seeing as how like Japanese manga and anime had a big influence on you growing up, I think you went on a recent trip to Japan.
I did.
You want to tell us about that?
It was a recent trip to Japan. It was right after like WonderCon of this year, and I believe you stopped by my table.
Right.
And literally like the next day I flew off to Japan, and that was nonetheless like that was very hectic, but it was really fun. Japan's such an awesome country, and a lot of stuff to do there. Trust me. And if you're into like anime and manga and stuff like that, like the Akihabara, that's particular city caters to every need that any fanboy or fangirl wants.
What's the top 3 experiences that you had there?
Ooh, well, this time around, I guess one of the top experiences I did was I went to the Godzilla Hotel, and they had like a maybe not life size, but large scale Godzilla bust where it would roar like maybe 3 times a day.
Like Godzuki size?
Maybe even larger than Godzuki size, because like I would imagine like Godzilla's eyes would be like maybe the size of his pupils the size of a window, like normally, but this one was more like I can maybe my height, maybe the size of his fang. That's it. Whereas I think it'd be much bigger, stuff like that. So it's one experience. And I guess to rewind back, where I went to Japan last year, 2015, one of my definitely experience was doing Mario Karts in the streets of Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we rented actual go-karts, and the company supplied costumes, and you could wear any costume you want, like, whether Batman, Superman, and then they had obviously the Mario characters, so I did Luigi, put that on, and then next thing you know, we are racing in the middle of the street.
Can you throw banana peels at each other?
And I wish we could throw banana peels like that, yeah. We had so much fun, and just middle of the street, like just, free. I don't even know what the engine models were there. Like, I don't know how many cc's, but like they were going really fast, and we're going alongside like regular traffic in Tokyo, in the streets of Akihabara. So that was a crazy experience.
So you got the Godzilla Hotel, you got Mario Kart. Well, what's the last one that you wanna?
Oh man, well, last one, if anything, that sums everything up, is just the food.
Oh yeah, let's get into the food.
Yeah, the food in Japan. Oh man, it's like just God. I went to Tsujiki Market, this sushi place. Oh my God, like the sushi was just phenomenal. Melts in your mouth, like everything I put just like literally just melted in my mouth. Just like the fish was so fresh, so delicious, and just the food alone, not just sushi, but like the ramen we had.
Isn't there like a ramen museum?
We did go to the ramen museum. Nice. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, and there was a ramen businesses within that museum where it felt like you were in kind of like an old school setting of I guess, I don't know, maybe like 70s Japan, I guess, maybe, or 60s, I don't know, but there were so many shops, and they even had a daigashi shop, which is like a candy shop, and they had that there too, and like this old school style, you're just picking out these little baskets and just getting pieces of candy for like 1 yen or something, or 5 yen.
Right. I guess you've been going back there every year.
Yeah.
Are you planning on going back next year?
I'm actually going back this September.
Oh, wow.
This year. Yeah.
Okay.
So two Japan trips.
I guess. What, are you going to try and try the Japanese that you just learned in your Japanese class?
Well, we'll see what I can muster up as far as like what I've learned in my Japanese class. I've just finished lately, but that's, mind you guys, it was a beginner 1 course, so basic sentence structure, basically talking like a 5th grader in Japanese. But I'll see what I can do. If anything, I'll know how to read things and maybe decipher some words. But I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting experience coming this September.
Who are some of your influences? I noticed that you follow, Art Germ and I guess Warren Lau on your DeviantArt page. Mm-hmm. Where do you draw inspiration from?
I mean, it stems from a lot of people. It's just more like for like inspiration. I guess one of the guys that really got me going was the anime I mentioned earlier was Bubblegum Crisis, Kenichi Sonoda. And his art it's so clean, and yet like it had its own style. Like when you see his art, it's him and everything. And that's, I mean, basically that just kind of stemmed off. And like nowadays with comics now, like you could see a particular thing and you'll know who it is. Like, oh, that's a Jim Lee drawing or that's a Todd McFarlane drawing. Nowadays, definitely, yeah. Kenichi Sonoda was definitely an influence. Art Germ or Low. Jim Lee, of course, Los Portacio.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a big influence on me being a Filipino. As I was seeing him there, like, wow, he's like legend status. Like, I was like, wow, and a very nice guy, too. Even new artists, too. Got exposed to even like newer artists nowadays, like when I got into Wildstorm and Jason Pearson, classic favorite, Adam Warren, Dirty Pair, Empowered. He did those series. Lee Bermejo, Carlos Deanda. I can keep off naming people that influenced me and everything like that. But I can say like Carlos, definitely a good chunk of my influence because he was at Wildstorm, and he was such a big book of knowledge of like how to get drawings like down the way he did it, and he would critique my stuff, and like I would take it to heart and learn from that. And I learned a lot from him and everything like that.
Right.
And very nice guy, and you guys should check him out too at Comic-Con if you're there.
Yeah, sure.
Carlos
Deanda.
Oh yeah. I just got one of his. I bought the Ninja Turtle 100 project.
Oh, nice.
And I just got it signed by him. His piece he did a couple weeks back at Las Vegas, amazing Las Vegas Comic Con. Yeah, he's a real nice guy.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy. Yeah, and he's done covers for DC too, like Cyborg and like I think like Suicide Squad versus Banana Splits or something. Like I think he did covers for that. I did covers for that. Yeah, it's really his stuff. His stuff is awesome.
I love the prints that you sell at conventions, and especially I remember the Batman, Akira mashup that you did.
Yeah.
And your different Batgirls. How do you decide what you want to create, and are you going to have another Batgirl print, especially since it's Batgirl's 50th anniversary?
Good question. Well, as far as like for the Batgirl 50th anniversary, I mean, I will probably have something, but I'm not sure if I might have it done for San Diego Comic-Con. We'll see. I might have something. I'm still in the works, but what I tend to go with for each convention, I usually go with just kind of trends, I guess, which, I mean, trending from what I feel is trendy.
Right.
Like with the Batgirl and the remix series I've been doing with that one, I mean, that's been slowly kind of developing and everything. It really depends. Like if my mood is just like, comic right now, or is it more anime or video games? It tends to be I have to say like kind of video games, because I do like a lot of fan art with other current video game franchises right now. I am coming out with I'm going to try to for San Diego Comic-Con. I'm kind of going to try to do finish off the remix series with Catwoman.
Okay.
So you've seen the Batgirl. I have a Poison Ivy, and I do have a Harlequin, and then I'm going to finish off with Catwoman, so we can do the Gotham City Sirens.
Nice.
And then maybe a Wonder Woman print. Maybe we'll see. If my schedule permits, that'll be great. So
Any plans to do any sequential art in the future?
Sequential art?
Yeah.
That's really down the road for me. Mixing work and personal art projects is a little rough. And regular social life, it's really tough. Sequential art, I would love to get into that, but I don't know, maybe this year I might dabble in it like that. I mean, I have been dabbling it just ever so slightly, but to develop it even more into like maybe more like to even do comics, that's maybe down the road. Maybe not right now.
You're wearing a Skull Thumper shirt.
Oh,
Tell us about that.
Yeah. Skull Thumper is my own character. Totally in development. Like I have nothing like story-wise to share, if anything. I mean, just a character I created, just developing more characters and developing the story along the way. So, but I could share it here on hollish.com. Got an exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con, so I'll have an exclusive Skull Thumper lapel pin to offer for you guys. So
awesome.
So just letting you guys know here first.
Yeah, we're looking forward to checking that out at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Any advice for young artists out there?
Advice for young artists. Well, all young artists, you've probably heard this plenty of times before, but keep drawing. That's what any artist would say. Know your stuff, know your anatomy. Learn to draw a lot of things, not just from what my experience is here, being in the industry. It does help to learn how to draw a lot of things, not just like pinup stuff and character stuff like that. Like learn how to draw backgrounds, landscapes, animals, regular people.
Right.
Not just superhero type stuff or even anime type stuff. Draw regular things, and once you get that down, then submit your stuff. Don't be afraid. Be confident in your own work. I think that's one of the halting factors for a lot of artists. Where artists tend to be a little shy and they just try to hide under a shell. But at the same time, you need to, if you want to be in the industry, in any industry, whether it's just concept art, comic art, animation, 2D animation, 3D, you really have to learn how to just be confident in yourself and just put your stuff out there. I mean, it's such a interesting age now with the technology, with the internet and social media and everything, that you can post your stuff with no problem behind a screen. But when it comes to let's say an interview, that's something different, and you have to revamp yourself there. So it's not just one skill; you have to do multiple skills and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. So.
It's interesting you brought up anatomy. Obviously, that's like basic stuff, but people still need to practice it. I mean, we had Keith and Jones from Kid Comics.
Yeah. Power Nights.
Yeah, Power Nights. I mean, he said that he still struggles with hands, but he still practices all the time. But he said he's becoming more confident with his with his appendages. So it's those basics that you still need to master even now.
Yeah. I mean, funny you mentioned him, because he wasn't my contact, but I met him at Yellow Book.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we used to work together
awesome.
at Yellow Book. Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, it is a small world. Yeah. I saw you guys. You interviewed him and everything like that.
Yeah.
But very nice guy. See, it's just even pros get like that too. We're still learning, and even myself too. You mentioned sequentials. I haven't even touched any of that stuff. I've dabbled in it, but not enough to develop it even further.
Right.
I guess I've just been more developing just more, I guess, confidence in myself and in my art and just doing it. And it's been such a tremendous experience, and just meeting all my fans and meeting new fans and people following my art. And it's such a joy in itself. It's like the teenager in me. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. And, it's been really nice.
No, let's talk about your fans. What is it like meeting your fans?
Oh man, it's kind of surreal. I'm very humble and very modest when it comes to my fans. I would get a fan that would come up and, oh my God, I follow you on Instagram. I love your stuff. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. It means the world to me. It really does. And I really do appreciate each and every one of them, whether it's like, old to young and everything like that. And yeah, it's always a pleasurable experience as far as like just meeting my fans and everything, even new followers and everything like that, or even new that just they don't follow me, they just meet me at a con.
Right.
So it's always fun just to meet just the really out of the nowhere. So
what's one thing your fans would be surprised to know about you?
Me,
I love chocolate.
I love chocolate. It's the bane of my experience at the same time because I'm trying to stay in shape here, but it's like chocolate's just it's like the chocolate cake. I love chocolate. So yeah, maybe it's maybe one thing. I do like desserts.
So if a fan came up to you at a con and gave you some chocolate, I was joking.
No, please don't. Such a bad idea. I'll get a sugar high and then I'll be like, it's like 20 minutes, winding down. I'm like, no, but I have gotten some candy at cons from some friends and fans and everything, so which is always nice. So yeah.
I guess we will start the Thunder round, which is our set of off the beaten path questions.
Ooh, okay.
And why don't you go ahead and take it away, Alex?
All right. Okay. Let's see. First question: if real life was a cartoon, what cartoon universe would you want to live in?
Are these supposed to be like really fast answers, or is
take your time?
Take my time.
Yeah,
oh man, real life.
But not too long.
Real life cartoon. Oh man. Wow, this is a slight pressure here. Ooh. But maybe not the one, but maybe one that's just the top of my head right now. Captain and the Game Master. Wouldn't mind being in that world, like if that was here and like all the physics of that game, like during that cartoon where you can control stuff and like just zap things and everyone's okay at the end of the episode. Like that. It's like that's one cartoon I can think of. But yeah.
All right, cool. And okay, let's see. Next question: if you were to lead a mission to Mars, what 4 other people would you want to take with you on a trip?
4 other, including myself.
Yeah.
4 others.
Tell you what, we'll make it even more interesting. It could be fictional people too.
Fictional people? I definitely wanted to do the guy from The Martian, Matt Damon's character. Definitely want to have a botanist on board. Definitely, let's see, an engineer type guy or person. Let's see.
About an astrophysicist?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Like Neil deGrasse Tyson or...
Yeah, well, Neil deGrasse Tyson, what? Yeah. I might have him on board just for the conversations alone. Just for the conversations alone.
Cool. Okay, that's 2 people.
Oh, man.
How about some eye candy?
Some eye candy. Oh, the thing?
It's gonna be a long trip.
Well, I'm trying to think of skills, but it's just like if I'm just going by looks alone, man, Gal Gadot.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
I mean, Israeli army. Hey, she can protect and stuff, so that'd be great.
All right, one more.
One more, man. Gonna have to go computer geek here and go with you know what? I'm just gonna do Batman. I gotta do Batman.
Okay, which iteration? Like
which iteration of Batman?
Yeah.
I'll do the Should I skip? No, maybe not Earth 1. You know what? I'll do New 52 Batman.
Okay.
New 52.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are more tougher questions than I thought.
Oh, you're
Right off the ground, right off the bat.
Kind of easy.
I was up till 3:00 in the morning thinking these, man.
Oh, God.
This one's a little bit easier.
Okay.
Sometimes we ask people, what would they do with $1 million? Like, what would you do with $100 right now?
$100 right now? I would go to Little Tokyo and buy like the first figure I see right there.
All right.
That was
easy.
That was
$100.
an easy one.
That's easy. Or I can go to Whole Foods and I can spend $100 right there. Easy.
On a couple pounds of fruit. Huh?
Oh yeah.
I fall in love each time I go to Whole Foods. Next question.
Okay, if a movie was made about you, who would you want to play you, and what kind of music would be on the soundtrack?
Jet Li and hip hop.
Nice.
This is Romeo Must Die.
Yeah, I want like I want like the full shebang with the hip hop stuff. I want like break dancers. Arch for there. My crew.
D Steel, Rock So Fresh.
Yeah, Rock So Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Props to the Not So Fresh podcast. We were guests on their podcast on the last one. There was like a joint podcast. Part 1 was on their podcast. Part 2 was on our podcast. And they gave a shout out to Jeff. And they didn't know that you were going to be on our podcast next. So it's interesting how that
That's
went.
pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys told me. Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks for the shout out and stuff. I greatly appreciate it.
All right. How did you get your nickname?
Nickname as opposed to the one you're talking about is Jeprox?
Yeah, that one.
Like that? That's an interesting story in itself because I believe the name Jeprox, I guess it's a title of a song. I think it's a oh god, like I don't know the artist. I want to say Freddie Aguilar, but I could be totally wrong. But it's a song, and it's I guess the term Jeprox is to say someone like kind of like stuck up, too good for someone and stuff like that. That's not totally not me. I guess it's just a nickname I was given because I guess in the Philippines when my parents gave me the name Jeffrey, I guess a lot of my relatives couldn't say Jeffrey, so they it's like Jeprox like that. So and then I would oddly enough I would hear it through like from then till now where like I would hear like if I had a Filipino friend, he would say, "Hey, Jeprox," and I go like, "What are you talking about? Like, what is that?" Like, "Oh, it's like a nickname for Jeffrey or Jeff." I'm like, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like that." And then so, when I started doing this art thing, I chose that moniker, that pseudonym, I guess, Jeprox.
Cool.
So just that's where it comes from.
All right.
Yeah. And I do have to admit, like conventions, some Filipinos they go, "Are you Filipino?" So I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Just from your nickname
Just from the
alone.
nickname alone, yeah. And it's like, "Oh wow." It's like,
That's a cool story.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, on your Instagram, you commented that your MySpace page was still active.
Yeah.
And for all the millennials, MySpace was right before Facebook.
Yeah, MySpace.com. Find a pics and whatever, all that, the old school, early social media sites. Yeah. It's I got a notification from an email saying that like, "Oh, your MySpace profile is updated." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I click on the link, and sure enough, it brings me to the profile, and like there are some pictures on there where I haven't seen in like decades. I'm just like, whoa, like this thing is still up. Like, I've seen old pictures of myself and I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. Like this is around the cusp of like social media when it started to happen, and just like, wow, I was like, it's crazy.
Is Tom still your friend?
Tom? Sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's on my list
still
of friends.
everyone's
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, sure, my list of friends. Yeah. Yeah.
So are you still an avid gamer?
Yes. I am a definite avid gamer. Maybe not a hardcore gamer like like a lot of people, but I do love video games.
What are you playing now?
Right now, I am playing. I'm playing 2 games actually. Right now, I'm playing Destiny, and Killing Floor 2. It's like this zombie-based like wave type game, and you just keeps waves and waves, and the waves keep getting harder and harder. And then Destiny, if people don't know Destiny, then I don't know. D2's coming out, so I'm excited for that.
Did you go to E3?
I did not go to E3. I was busy, and I know I had a chance to because it was open to the public this year for the first time. But no, I didn't get a chance to. So yeah, I wanted to.
All right. Here's another kind of offbeat question. If you were president, what artwork would you hang in the Oval Office?
Oh, man. Artwork? Well, definitely some Jim Lee art in there for sure. It's Artgerm stuff. Maybe even some Alex Ross stuff. Let's see. Nah, see, that's just the same exact question. Like, who's my favorite artist? So it's just like I would name way too many, and there's way too many for me to like post up in the Oval Office. But if I could fill that up, yeah, probably like a whole bunch of artists. Yeah, too many to mention.
All right. Since you're a foodie and you have people like Anthony Bourdain saying that Filipino food is the next big thing, naming the dish pork sigsig as a gateway drug. What do you think, and what's your favorite Filipino dish?
Ooh. Well, I mean, I have been hearing about this whole, Filipino food is the next big thing and everything like that, but it's just like, I mean, it's always been a big thing. I mean, I don't know how many years I've heard that a lot of like non-Filipino people would tell me, oh, I have a friend that cooks blank, blank, blank. Like, it's like, I keep hearing it. So I was like, how many years is that already? It's like, so if y'all know about the Filipino food already, it's just like, dude, shouldn't be like.
And for those people who don't know what sisig is, it's like a pork hash made with like pork parts, the face, ears, and cheeks, and the snout. So
yeah,
the good stuff.
Yeah, deep fried, crispy with like onions, jalapenos sometimes.
It's good when you're drinking.
Oh yeah, definitely good with beer, something like that.
So with an egg and some garlic rice. You're set.
Yeah. Oh, see, to go on a tangent slightly, is like there was this food truck called the White Rabbit Truck.
Oh yeah.
And one of my favorite dishes from there, if we're mentioning favorite dishes, is their pork sisig burrito.
Okay.
Which is pork sisig, garlic fried rice, fried egg wrapped in a burrito.
There you go.
So that's
that's umami right there,
that's
man.
very sarap.
Sarap. Sarap means tastes good, yummy,
tastes good, delicious.
In
Tagalog,
in Tagalog, yeah. Or naimas in Ilocano.
Yeah. But hey, you don't need to be Filipino to enjoy all that goodness in a burrito. I mean, come on, right? Just fried egg, garlic fried rice. Come on.
Speaking about burritos, I mean, look, down in San Diego, and I think we were up in San Jose, Silicon Valley, Comic-Con, and it's like when you say carne asada burrito, they're two different things. So, for people that love the San Diego type carne asada burrito, are there places in Los Angeles that are close to that, or is it mostly like more mission style, like San Francisco?
I mean, well, me being I guess a San Diegan. I mean, I'm more used to the San Diego type carne asada burritos that we're known for there too. So can't say I had too many here because believe it or not, there's not that very many places here that do it as close to like where San Diego's like. It's so close to the border over there. It's just like you get the just authenticity right there, right off the bat. Nothing comes close to it at all. We have some pretty close stuff here too, which is not to say like all all the Mexican food here is bad. It's just some of them have their different styles, and I'm just not accustomed to it.
Right.
And
when we say San Diego style, it's like you get your carne asada, the meat, you got the pico de gallo, guacamole. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
The only knock off on that San Jose burrito was they didn't like grill the tortilla. It was just like,
oh yeah, that's right.
almost tasted raw kind of where they just took the wrapper and put stuff on it and wrapped it up. They didn't put it on the grill, cooked it a little. Okay. All right. Let's see. Next question. There's so many movies being remade, and you list Big Trouble in Little China as one of your favorite movies. Would you watch a remake of that version?
Yeah,
if they made it.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, that's definitely one of the classics for me. Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, if they did a remake, that'd be great. Like they were planning on having who was the potential for the Kurt Russell character?
The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. Just I would watch it in support. I mean, just any other movie, I would just watch it just because if I'm a fan of it, I'll watch it. I'll give it a chance. And
Transformers.
Transformers. You mean,
that wasn't really a make.
You mean Bayformers? Yeah. I called them Bayformers. Yeah.
That wasn't really a remake, though, huh? Yeah. Nah.
It's a reimagining, I think, and I do call them Bayformers because they're Transformers. It's like, yeah.
Is there any movies that they remade that you enjoyed?
You know what? Believe it or not, I just recently watched, maybe literally just like a couple weeks ago, I watched Total Recall with Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Like that. I enjoyed it, but I didn't look at it as a Total Recall movie. Like I watched it and like I love all this, the sci-fi, the action, the spy, all that stuff, and then it had hints of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall, but it didn't have like the quirky comedy like that I like. Like they tried to put it in there, but I felt like it was just I don't know. It was the movie was way dark and it was really serious, and it's just like. But I love the action. It was awesome. But like I didn't feel like they didn't need to have it called Total Recall. Could have been called something else. It could have been called anything else, but not Total Recall. Just like that. But I enjoyed it. So, but aspect of the title, maybe not so much. But the movie itself, just the movie just in itself, I enjoyed it. It was great.
What's on your Netflix queue?
What Netflix queue? Because I don't have Netflix.
right.
I'm not part of that generation right now. Yeah, I mean the only thing I have is like Crunchyroll. Is like keep up my anime and everything like that.
All right, so I'll flip it a little bit. Let's just say there's somebody out there who's new to anime. What are some titles that you can recommend to them?
Definite. If we're talking about like some new titles right now, like current titles, definitely. If you are a foodie. Or you don't even need to love food, but it's like the comedy in the anime is called Food Wars. Yeah. That anime is so hilarious, and just the way they do the food there, it's awesome. I'm a foodie, so it's just like when I see that stuff, it makes me laugh, and it's so funny and everything. Definitely check out. I love Studio Trigger's works, so like Kill la Kill, Little Witch Academia. Highly recommended. Like any of the movies are really good. The series Kill la Kill is, in my opinion, really good. It's over the top. Gurren Lagann, same producers that did Kill la Kill.
Okay,
just the action is just like it feels so like old school anime, like 80s, but yet it's done in the now, like the current style right now. So it's like a lot of like good action sequences and everything. So over the top stuff. Yeah, that's just to name a few. I don't want to overload anyone or like that. Maybe one more is Psycho-Pass. Psycho-Pass is really good. I like Psycho-Pass. Yeah.
Which one's that one? Is that the gun?
That's the one with the gun.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I could show you my Dominator gun.
Oh sweet.
Yeah.
I think I first saw that last year at Silicon Valley.
Oh, okay.
They had a demo on it.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
It's an actual working Dominator gun. Yeah.
I know that music's a big part of your big part of you. I mean, first, like, what kind of music do you get? Do you listen to get into that creative zone, that mindset?
Yeah. Oh, a terrific question. Because music is very important in my daily life, not just with drawing and art, just daily life. It sets the mood. It's what drives me every day. Like that. Just it can pick me up, put me down. It can enhance a mood. It can get me motivated, or it can calm me down, and everything like that. Just with the art process alone, I mean, it could be a variety of things. I'm a very eclectic listener. I can listen to like anything and everything. I know a lot of people are, I don't listen to country, but my dad being in the Navy, he listened to a lot of country, so
Yeah.
I listen to country.
Me too.
So
Merle Haggard.
yeah. I mean, I listen to like a couple of Kenny Rogers stuff, but like I don't listen to it by choice. It's like if it happens to be on, okay, cool. I'll get a little nostalgic as the little kid in me. Like, oh yeah, I listened to that when I was a kid. My dad listened to that stuff, so But right now, for me, hip hop is a very big influence in like what I do and like style wise too. I mean, I love hip hop just in general. I'm not gonna get into the whole like new school stuff and like the now generation with whatever hip hop or whatever you want to call that's going.
Right.
I'm more old school hip hop stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, it's as long as it has a good beat and like the flow is, dude, as long as the flow is sick and if I could just feel it like that, like Dr. Dre says, I see a bob in your head, like that. It's just like yeah, it's hip hop mainly, but hey, I'll admit that I'll listen to like pop stuff here and maybe some K-pop,
Some
J-pop, yeah, I'm into all that stuff too. But mainly hip hop is a big main source of my inspiration and motivation, like while drawing or doing anything a lot. So yeah,
cool. I guess we can get to the
Art watch.
Art watch.
all right.
Alex, you want to go?
Okay. Go ahead. Go first.
Okay. I'm on Twitter right now, and I'm looking at the art of Stefan Byrne. That's Stefan, and then last name Byrne, Byrne. And he has some pretty interesting stuff. It's like really, well drawn. I'm looking at the Spider-Man, I guess, some pieces that he put together. But yeah, go check him out on Twitter. Stefan Byrne 86 on Twitter. Check that out.
For me, it's I guess I'll push a studio I just met at Silicon Valley just a few months ago. They're from the Bay Area. They're called In Hiatus Studios, and you can find them on inhiatusstudios.com. They're a bunch of people with everyday jobs that happen to be artists, and they finally got together and put an anthology of their different stories and comics together. And we'll get stories, we'll get artwork. Check them out. Bay Area based creatives, in hiatusstudios.com.
Mr. Jipox.
Okay. See it. Well, I have a lot of artist friends here. I guess. Can I do like just maybe a couple? Does that be just one? Or
No, do as many as you want. I'll do some more too if you want.
Well, yeah, I'll give some recommendations here. I got a couple of friends. They're freelance artists. One of them is Leah Peroni. Her Instagram is LIA_PCHAN, Pchan. And yeah, I mean, I've known her for ever since I've been doing cons and everything. And like her art is like very it's so awesome. I can't even begin to describe stuff like that. So she has such a enigmatic style. It's so energetic and it's really nicely drawn stuff. Another set of friends like to promote here is a studio called AGL Studios. They're currently doing a Kickstarter video game called Faulty Apprentice, run by Jeff Trebs and Jessica. I believe their Instagram is for Jeff is Den Money Art, and Jessica Art JESIKA_ART. And yeah, I actually met all three of these guys at a convention, and we became really good friends. And they're really good freelance artists, and yeah, I can't mention any more as far as there's really good people, and the art's phenomenal and everything. So those are my recommendations.
Would you, Alex, any more?
Oh no, that's why I did a group one so you can check them all out.
Yeah.
Well, I was at Target or something the other day, and I saw some Legos, and I was reminded of this artist, Dan Wiesenmeyer. He's an artist of Lego licensed products, and if you check out his Twitter handle. It's DVEESE, Dan Wiesemeyer. He has a lot of cool little Lego type drawings. I think he created a book called How to Draw Lego Ninjago. So yeah, looks pretty interesting.
All right.
I guess we can go to flash forward. We can talk a little bit about what's on the horizon for all of us. Are there any future projects that you can tell us about?
Flash forward. Future projects.
I know you talked about your Skull Thumper and
right. Future projects maybe down the line. For myself, there's always going to be like the next convention, and so that's going to be like the next new print I'm going to be doing. My next convention after this will be Amazing Hawaii Comic Con, which is in August. I'll be there. I'm not sure if I'll have a print ready for that, but I might have something there. So we'll see what happens. Maybe some video game stuff, or maybe a Batgirl one. If I don't have time for Comic Con, I'll probably make room for the Batgirl then. So,
which cons do you usually go to throughout the year?
Throughout the year, the ones I've been consistent with is WonderCon, San Diego Comic Con now, Amazing Hawaii. Oddly enough, only because I have family there,
right?
So, and then maybe Long Beach Comic Con.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I enjoy that one.
That show's great too. Yeah. And then any other shows that kind of come up too, because I know there's a lot of shows that are starting, or like a lot of comic conventions are starting up now. So I try to be a part of that. But shows outside of California, that'd be great. More shows outside of California, that'd be great. So we'll see. I'd love to do New York Comic Con or Amazing Phoenix, but other than that, it's work in progress still. That's maybe on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Cool. Seeing as how you're going to be in San Diego in a couple weeks or less than 2 weeks, what do you miss down there?
Oh man, I miss my parents.
Yeah, of course.
Parents down in San Diego.
Yeah.
I do miss the San Diego weather. That's for sure, because like here in Burbank, it's just like it's mad hot right now. So. Yeah.
We're recording this at a Starbucks in Burbank, and it's like almost 100 outside, I think.
Yeah, it's nice to have air conditioning here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's your go-to Mexican joint when you go back home?
Oh, my go-to Mexican joint. There's one I go to a lot. I don't know if it's still there. It's on Paradise Hills next to this 2-story McDonald's. There was a Mexican shop right there. I don't remember what it was. I don't know if it's still there.
It's still there. They just moved into same strip mall but different location.
Oh, okay.
It used to be next to a Blockbuster.
Yes.
But
what's a Blockbuster?
What's a Blockbuster? It's now an auto parts store. So.
What's a Blockbuster? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's one. And then Super Sergio's.
Yeah. Super Sergio's.
It's usually I used to love going there, like after the clubs. Get my California burrito on. Yeah, it's a good place to go.
I guess switching back to San Diego Comic Con for us, I think we'll go more in depth with some of the panels on our next podcast. Jason Lethert from Hero Journalism will be joining us, and we'll be doing a preview podcast of San Diego Comic Con. So be on the lookout for that. But just generally speaking, we definitely plan to check out panels that involve Rob Salkowitz. He's a writer for Forbes. He's the author of Comic-Con and the Business of Pop Culture. It's a pretty good book. Our good friend Susan Botello. She's the creator of the Mobile Movie Festival. And she's going to have a panel talking about how you can make movies on your mobile device. So that's how we met her last year, and we're definitely looking forward to that. I think writer Brandon Easton, he's working on IDW's Mask right now, and he also wrote. He's also writing Stranger Comics, Vampire Hunter D. I think he may have a panel or two, and of course, being that it's Jack Kirby's centennial, We're going to try and attend as many Jack Kirby panels as possible.
The king.
The king, yes. I'm sure Mark Evanier and Arlen Schumer will have a lot of panels that deal with Jack Kirby. Alex, are there any other panels that you can think of that you may want to attend, like Quick Draw?
Quick Draw is always
that's always fun.
A blast to check out. Hosted by Mike Evanier, and they usually have the legends like Scott Shaw, Floyd Norman, and usually one other guest. Sergio Aragonés, yeah. Those three are usually there, and it's always fun watching them.
And some exhibitors that I'm looking forward to seeing, Stranger Comics, like I mentioned earlier. See if we can talk to Dinesh and Valiant Comics again. Our good friend, the first guest on our podcast, Tony Kim, his clothing line, Hero Within. We want to pay them a visit. For those of you who are fans of Englishman in San Diego's YouTube live show, every Sunday, well, remember at WonderCon, I tried on his Wonder Woman denim jacket, so which I ended up purchasing. So I'm looking forward to seeing Tony again. Some artists out there that we're definitely going to pay a visit on a preview night. Bobby Rubio and Keithan Jones. I think they're going to be at booth 1943.
Yep.
Go check them out. Good friend Eric Nilotowski. Ethan Castillo. He's a 12-year-old aspiring artist. I draws a lot of Spider-Man. He's really cool. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what he brings this year. And it's always cool checking out his Instagram and seeing his progress. Patrick Ballesteros. It's always good hanging out with him. Jin Young Kim, Livio Ramondelli, Scott Lost, and of course, our guest today, Jeff Martinez. What's your booth number?
Sorry. Booth number at Comic-Con will be EE23.
EE23, Artist Alley. All right. Yeah. And there's a few offsite events that I quickly want to talk about. Game of Bloggers, for you content creators out there and fans of any popular blogs, we're having a little get together hosted by Tony Kim, Crazy for Comic-Con. It's a Wednesday, July 19th at the House of Blues, and he's also having another thing at House of Blues on Saturday. It's the anniversary party for Hero Within. So we'll probably check those two events out. I think, Jeff, there's a little image thing going on offsite.
Wildstorm.
It's Wildstorm. I'm sorry.
Alumni
Wildstorm, yeah.
At the San Diego Comic Art Gallery.
Yeah.
In Liberty Station.
Liberty Station.
Yeah. Yeah. It's celebrating 25 years of Jim's company,
right.
Wildstorm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that should be fun. I don't know. We may have to divide up and
split up.
Yeah, split up.
cover all these events.
And our good friend Uraeus from Black Heroes Matter. He's having a flash mob on Friday, July 21st, after the exhibit hall closes right outside the grand staircase at the end of the day. So we'll be checking that as well. Is there anything else you want to add, Alex?
I don't think that's about it.
Okay.
Do a lot more on the next podcast.
Yeah. And we still need to take a look at the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
More in depth.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, I want to thank you so much for being on the Hall H show.
No doubt, yeah.
Is there anything that we missed that you'd want to?
No, I mean, this experience has been very, very nice and everything. Been very interesting, and the questions were pretty straightforward. Other than the quick fire ones, I'm like took me by surprise. I was like, oh man, I could have thought about a lot of other things, which I'm thinking about right now. I'm just like, oh man, it's like But no, nothing you missed. If anything, thank you guys for supporting what we do here, and it's important, that you guys as fans support this industry, and that's what keeps us alive and everything. Nowadays, a lot of people are very opinionated with things, it's so sensitive right now, but you guys have to remember, fangirl, fanboy, just be happy that there's content out there now, readily available, even more so than back in the day, and just stay positive, be good to each other, follow the golden rule, enjoy what we have. It's okay to have opinions, it's fine. Just don't put that negativity out there and just like, everyone's just trying to hustle, everyone's trying to do their own thing and everything like that. So, we're all, trying to do what we would love to do, like you guys and we artists and writers or and any other talent in any profession. Just want to do what you do. So, just keep doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where can people find you online?
People can find me online. I have a Instagram, Art of Jeprox, all one word, ARTOFJEPROX. I do have a Facebook fan page, Art of Jeprox, same name. Pretty much should just pop up as soon as you search for it and stuff. I have a DeviantArt, Art of Jeprox as well. However you search for artists there. And that's pretty much all I can remember off the top of my head.
MySpace?
So, yeah. MySpace? Oh, yeah, MySpace. Yeah. I'll have to ask Tom about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome having you on here, man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Alex, why don't you close us out? Okay, I guess I'll close this out. Thank you for listening to the Hall H Show. Our mission is to put the mainstream Hall H spotlight on artists, writers, and other creatives. We especially love emerging talent and people we think deserve more exposure, like artist Jeff Martinez. That's so dope. We all love attending conventions. So please make it a point to visit Artist Alley at all the conventions you plan on going to this year. Show them some love.
Thank you.
Speaking of conventions, please make sure you are continuing to be SDCC Fit. It really does make a difference. Join in on the fun by following the SDCC Fit movement online on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check out the hashtag SDCCFit. If you are listening to us on Google Play, iTunes, or Stitcher, we would appreciate a rating and a comment. We're always looking for interesting guests to have on the show. So if you have any suggestions, please reach out to us on social media using the hashtag HallHShow. Are you an artist wanting to promote your Kickstarter campaign for an upcoming project? Let us know. Peace, cheers, and artists assemble. Thank you.
You.